what's up, America? My message to President Donald J. Trump, 45th and 47th President of the United States of America. So it's occurred to me that most Democrats and Republicans don't seem to know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to what the American people want. Donald Trump seems to know what the American people want for the most part, but not most of our government. They seem to be bought and paid for, and it's really a pain in the fucking ass. So I want to tell a personal message to Donald J. Trump about what a majority of the Americans want. Spoiler, he's doing a lot of it already. So the first thing, of course, that we want is a secured border, and we want to kick out all the illegal immigrants. That's just a given. And of course, we want home prices and rent prices to decrease, but those will decrease, of course, when illegal aliens leave. But the American people want so much more because we've spent so much time and effort building this country. We would like to see the IRS just completely disbanded and thrown away like trash. We would also like to see an end of income tax or property taxes. Now, I think property taxes is at the state level, so I'll settle for income tax reduction or removal. I'd like to see the general quality of the products we buy increased. Now, obviously, Donald Trump's already doing something about that. When we start making products here in America, the quality will go up. We would like to see a series of high-speed rail systems connecting every major city throughout the country done in just a very quick time. This way, it can give airline industries a run for their money, and we could have it low cost. Imagine how the freedom of movement would increase if we could go from Chicago to Los Angeles in a matter of 8 hours on a high-speed train. I bet those airline costs would sure come down, wouldn't they? Especially if the round-trip ticket was $50. Obviously, we'd like to see prices come down across the board. Gas prices coming down for regular cars, and of course, diesel prices coming down so transport costs are lower. We'd like to see food and drink costs decrease. The American people would like to see term limits. We would like to see term limits for every facet of government, including Congress, Senate, presidency, Supreme Court justices, yes, Supreme Court, and federal judges. No more lifetime appointments or staying in government for 45 years. Get out, go fuck yourself. We'd like to see an end or a reduction of lobbying. I think it should be fucking illegal personally, but I digress. We would like to see a nationwide decriminalization of recreational substances, if you know what I mean. Some states sell it in stores, other states throw you in jail immediately. There's not really much continuity with this. I'd like to make it so nobody can actually go to jail for that green substance. I would love to personally see pensions come back over 401ks, but I know you can't do anything about that probably. Obviously, government reduction, which you're doing, which is fantastic. You've done some awesome things with regulation, like making it so you can have showers and toilets that use actual large amounts of water and not everything's restricted. Hell, I'd like to see trans fats back in the food. It's my discretion. We want a strong military that protects the United States, but we don't want to go for wars of resources. We'd rather spend our money protecting people that are being oppressed, not just going after oil and other shit like that, like President Bush did. We'd like to see the cartels taken out if possible, even if you have to invade Mexico to do it. We would like to see infrastructure renewal nationwide across the board. We need roads, electrical lines, water pipes, airports, train stations, bus stations. They're all derelict in most major cities. And in the rural communities too, we just need to up our game totally when it comes to infrastructure. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doing a fantastic job. He wants to get fluoride, supplemental fluoride out of the water. That's perfect. We want that. We also want the toxic chemicals and dyes and ingredients out of our food. He's on his way to doing that now. We would like to see people arrested for Epstein and what he did or anything associated with that. We don't care how famous or wealthy they are. And we don't want to see him just coming in and out of a courthouse. We want to see him in an orange jumpsuit perp walked, especially if they were involved in trafficking. We want to see legal action taken against politicians that came after us. We want our 2A rights to be absolutely protected everywhere. That means I can conceal carry most places I go, except for federal buildings and shit like that, which is already established. At the same time, I support mental health checks for people that want to buy a pew-pew because Jesus Christ, what the hell happened to people? On top of that, segueing into this, we need more mental health facilities because there's a lot of crazy motherfuckers out there anymore. See, we have to be logical about this. For instance, we would like to decriminalize some substances that people take while giving the death penalty for others. So decreasing the penalties on some while increasing the penalties on others. Like if, for instance, you have a substance on you that has fent in it, I'll just say it like that, death penalty. But green, decriminalized, see? You know, common sense shit. Here in America, the First Amendment is paramount, and we want to be able to have the freedom to say absolutely anything we want pretty much at any time without any consequence. Many people get the feeling that when you're driving across the roads of America, there's always a police officer just there radaring you to give you a ticket to build revenue for their community. We'd like to see that practice done away with if possible by increasing the speed limits on our roads just overall, especially in very rural areas. 60 miles an hour is a little slow to be going in rural Kansas when no one's around for 50 miles in any direction. And things like that, like seatbelt laws. They're just unnecessary. Maybe not for kids, you should put them in a seatbelt. But as an adult, who fucking cares? I would like to see the legal limit to driving increase to 0.10 instead of an average of 0.08 again. Basically, lots of deregulation on little specific things like that. I mentioned term limits earlier, but I think we should also have a competency test for people over a certain age that are running in the government for office. We need to have some type of checks and balances that are made here in America that ensures somebody that's not half dead like Joe Biden was running the country and may even not have known he was there. Because we already know for a fact there's no telling what the fuck that actually all was, and we probably never will, not the American people. All right, and let's see, what else here? Oh yeah, we need to get rid of birthright citizenship. You're working on that. Oh, and we also want to stop doing business with any country that openly tries to disparage just white people. And we know you Democrats and liberals have had fun blaming white people for every single thing in the world, but that's stupid and bullshit. So we would also like to change the law to include white or Caucasian people as part of groups that could be discriminated against. Because what kind of system allows everybody else to do something? Because what kind of system protects every single group of people except us? Especially now that, you know, people are openly coming against people like me. Or that look like me, I should say. Same thing with protecting Christianity. You're obviously a lot of you people out there openly persecuting Christians. Yeah, that needs to stop. Obviously, we want prayer in schools, but not just Christian prayer. It can be any prayer you want. But, you know, if you want to pray a prayer to Jesus, no one cares. We'd like to see the Pledge of Allegiance said in schools once again. No more indoctrination, no more DEI and weird fucking shit at elementary school and middle school, high school levels. You get the drift. And we need to actually make it easier for people to get food stamps that are American citizens, since they're the ones that paid into the system, and make it impossible for illegal aliens to get benefits. That's paramount. And that's just a small list that I could go through. I've got a lot more and I could talk about this for hours, but yeah, here's the initial push. Oh yeah, to protect schools and universities, I would like to see former veterans doing security at schools and universities. Basically the same as cops, but their entire job is just to protect the school or university from lunatics. You know, basically you have a retired Marine with a pew-pew sitting there protecting the school. Let's stop focusing on skin color if possible, and your sexuality. Let's make that a given. But you're already starting the merit-based stuff, so that's right up our alley.